Well, hi there, guys, girls, game cats, and anybody else who's adjacent to those descriptions. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig, aka the players. Been getting to No Man's Sky with the recent PSVR2 update, which makes it look absolutely gorgeous. 100% worth your time to play this game if you just love massive adventures, exploring. Obviously, survival elements to this game as well. Just Hello Games have not stopped supporting the game since its launch. It was definitely a rocky launch, but it's 100%, well, 200% more a better game than it originally launched at. And it's currently on sale on the PSN store, so it's definitely worth a look if you're slightly inclined. So yeah, a lot of people have been asking, about some tips and tricks, guides, especially, after what, 7 years now? Is it more than 7 years? 7 years since the game launched. A lot of the content creators are currently just doing the new content and patches, and there's probably not many, new starter guides which are valid as of 2023. So I thought I'd get a go. Just going to do about an hour today, just to kind of start a fresh game, go over the VR mechanics, and then I'll take it from there. Game, I'll probably then condense it down into a smaller video, just to highlight the best bits. So let's get cracking. New game, and we just want it on normal. Let's get going. So of course, it is in its base a survival game. You're starting off with very little. You're on a harsh planet, so you've got the elements to fight against. But then as you go along, you get the shield and you get better upgrades. It becomes more exploration, and the survival's secondary, because once you've got the right shields to protect you against all the different environmental things, then you don't worry about survival. You just top it up quite easily as you go. Right. We're in full queue. So that's a good start system, isn't it? So straight away, I'm on a toxic planet, so I'm taking hazard damage there. And here's your VR instructions. So your multi-tool is over your right shoulder, so just using the grip button, just pull and hold it, and there you go. And then use a scanner, but the scanner's damaged, so I need some ferrite dust. Okay, so it tells you what you need to do. So straight away, when you've got your tool out, just aiming at stuff. So it's unidentified material. Once you've got a scanner, you can scan it, but it already tells me it's got ferrite dust, so start harvesting this. And you'll see straight away, if I get rid of this rock and that little rock there, see it says question mark analysed. It means that's got a secondary material, but you need to analyse it to find out what it is. So straight away, this rock needs an advanced mining laser. So that is an upgrade you can buy later on in the game. So there's certain rocks, or like the big crystals, which you it's a funky looking rock over there, which you can't gather until you've got that advanced laser. Let's gather a few things, and I'm going to get inside a cave. There should be one nearby. Yep, yeah. What have we got? Oh, it's probably not deep enough to hide. Oh, there we go, yeah. So whenever you're in a cave on a hostile environment, then it has a protection. You can see I'm not having to recharge that. You can just use the resources to recharge. It has a protection, but as soon as you're inside a building, in a cave, then the toxic environment doesn't affect you. So you've got your main different toxic environments. You've got obviously toxic, you've got heat, you've got cold, and you've got radiation. They're your main ones. But then you can also get additional shields you can install, which gives you added protection before your main hazard protection goes down. But then if your shields go down, then your hazard protection goes down, then you start taking damage with your health. Right, so while I'm in a nice safe spot, I'll just going to go over some of the VR mechanics. So same again, just reaching over, pulling the grip button will grab your multi-tool. With this hand, putting it up to the side of your head, and pressing the grip button would bring out your analysis visor, which I just said there, but it's not currently installed. So when it comes to other interactions in the games, if you look to the back of this hand and point, brings up a menu. You've got quick menu, inventory and build. So in build, at the moment the only thing I can build is a portable refiner. But then you have several tabs for the different types of things you can build, which you can cycle through. And then also you've got your inventory. So in your inventory, you've got your exosuit, and this has gone through quite a lot of changes along the years. But you've got your technology tab, so this is all the different technology you can install. So as you can see, if it just stays there, these are all the slots what are empty. These ones extra slots which I haven't got yet. So when you get a storage upgrade, you'll slowly start increasing these slots. And same again, if you look at my inventory here, you can see there's gap. All these ones are the ones which have got slots, and then there's like a gap there, there's a gap there, and you can get your storage upgrades for that. Just using your right stick, as you can see on the top of the screen, navigates to my Starship, technology and cargo as well, and then my multi-tool. And obviously my class of my multi-tool is there. The higher the class, the more slots you can actually unlock, and the more damage potential scanner range it has as well. Same goes for your ship. Shows your damage potential, your shield, hyperdrive, maneuverability. So the higher the class, the more slots you can have, and the higher the base is that as well. So that's your basic inventories there. And then obviously you can filter this if you want to consumables, etc. But I just generally have it on all. You'll also notice in the top left hand corner it's got your username. I'll be touching it. And then these are the currencies. There's 3 current currencies in the game. Units, they're just your base things for buying things from vendors, sales units. Ships, any ships you come across all require units to buy. Nanites are generally used for buying technology modules for either your exosuit or your Starship or your multi-tool. Also for upgrading your ships and your multi-tools, etc. as well. And then you've got Quicksilver, which is rewards you get from doing the multiplayer hub which is called the Anomaly. In there you've got daily and then a weekend mission where you can earn Quicksilver. Also, when you're doing the story, every time you complete a little quest, it's always worthwhile going back to the Nexus every time and just reporting to the main character there called Nada. You will then get, a couple of hundred Quicksilver at a time. The Quicksilver is then used to claim rewards from a vendor on the Anomaly. Most of these rewards are like cosmetics or different looks for your character, and then different base building parts, starships, trails, jetpack trails, things like that. So the Quicksilver is mainly for it's cosmetic kind of stuff, really. Okay, so while I'm also here, what you'll also notice, a feature they added in one of the previous updates, is if this menu was not in the right place for you, if you just look at it, and then you move your hand over, you see how it turns orange? If I then grab the grip button, I can move this to wherever I want it. So if I wanted it right up there in my hand, I can. If I wanted it a bit more on the back of my hand, I could do it that way. So you can actually move the menus to where you actually like it, whatever's comfortable for you. And same for your multi-tool. If you look, there's an arrow there at the back. This uses a scanner. You can change when you've got more options, change the different functions of the tool. The same again, you can just move your other hand over to it till it turns orange, grab the grab button, and then you can move it around. Now that is really handy because I had one gun on my main save. It was like a really long blaster, not like a pistol. It was a long one. But on the back of it, it had this little bit what was sticking out, and it was always clipping through the menu. Bugged the hell out of me. But now it wasn't clipping. So that's a lot of just nice quality of life changes they've made over the years with VR. So again, in your quick menu, you can just point to the different options and click your button, click the trigger. So your right trigger goes into it, the left trigger comes back. But you could also, when you're on this, you can just use the grip buttons on the left and right controllers, and that just navigates. And then when you click into it, it's like, if I just go back a second, so in your options, your auto flashlight. I know a few people have been saying they've noticed a few graphical glitches when using flashlight, but you can just turn the flashlight off if you want. And then you've got your beat byte. You can actually just play some music while you're walking around if you want. There's a couple of sample ones, but you can unlock more. And These you can make these the beat bite units for your bases and have these playing, but you could just listen to that if you wanted. Not my thing when I'm just walking around. You can make your own tracks, of course, as well. But your cog is mainly for your flashlight, and then you've also got the multi-tools. When you've got multiple multi-tools, you can click here and it will show you all the different multi-tools you've got. You can currently have 6 multi-tools at the maximum. So when you get an option to get a new one, either buy one or you get one as a reward, you will have an option to swap, so you can actually pay less by trading in your old one, or you can just claim it, buy it or claim it and add it to your collection. But just be aware that you only have 6 at the maximum. And then the next tab there, this is your creature companion register. So in here you can now get pets in the game. This was added quite a few updates ago. If you create creature pellets, you can throw them down for the animals, then you can befriend them, you can collect them as a companion. And initially you only start with 2 slots, and then each new slot will cost you so many nanites. So the first slot to unlock there is 500, and there's now 3 pages of this. So that's 18 companions you can have at the moment, and these you can just summon as a pet to follow you around, or you can ride a lot of the pets as well, which is really cool. And then also you've got camera mode. So in the camera mode, you can freely look around. You can even wave to yourself. I mean, arms are a little bit bit special, but you can pause. You can hide this as well if you want to take a nice screenshot. You know, do the chicken song. There you go. So and then recharge equipment, really handy. So your hazard protection, instead of actually, because you can just go to your inventory, for example, go to my inventory and I can just select like the hazard protection, the life support, and you can just recharge it with whatever resource you've got. The other option is to quickly just go to the quick menu, press recharge, click on that, and then you can recharge it. So there, I've got no fuel available to recharge that at the moment. Tells you how many to fully charge it and how many units in brackets I've currently got. Go to the multi-tool, that's what it's telling me to do. Point at the scanner, and as you can see, the only bit one needs, I needed 75 ferrite dust, which I've now got enough. So there we go, that's that repaired. Okay, so now I need to locate some sodium. Sodium is your base material you need to recharge your hazard protection or your shield. Your hazard protection and your shields, etc. Different shields also take different types of materials to recharge, or as you go through the game you can buy or craft ion batteries which just fully recharges it, which is it's an easy way to do it than keeping loads of different resources on you when you've got limited storage. So all you got to do for your scanner on the left controller, just push the left analog stick in, and it's highlighting me all the resources what are nearby. So we've got some dihydrogen, Na, which is your sodium, C, which is your carbon, and C plus is the compressed version, concentrate, and then you'll also see O2 for oxygen down there. So let's wander out. Of course, sprinting, if you're pushing your right stick in, watch out for hazardous corner. Just killing this is actually sodium. If you see the little diamond symbol, it is me. It's stuff you can harvest. Oh, if you see that there, that one. So actually, if I get close enough, you can grab it to get more, but you need hazmat gloves to do that. So you can just shoot it. You'll see, because I took toxic damage, see how quick that is suddenly going down. Because I had a debuff because I got hit by that. Yeah, I'm going to save myself some sodium. I'm going to stand in here until it refills. While I'm here, I might as well just kill those from a distance, nice and safe. So as you can see up in the right hand corner, the more you use your tool, you see your percentage going down, and it's overheating as well. So you see it gets to red, it will overheat and lock out for a bit. But if you actually get it near the top and kind of just pulls the trigger, as far as I'm aware, you do get slightly more resources because for having it at a higher beam. I could be just imagining that, but it just always seemed that way. And of course, when you're walking around, the downward arrow there, it's showing that the hazard protection's going down, and the life support will slowly go down. So just walking about, your hazard protection will go down. Using your jetpack, you can see there, it was bigger arrows going down faster because that just burned through it a lot quicker as well. And sprinting, like double arrow, so that's quite fast. Jetpack, which is on this controller, your circle button. And then you can see how much I can use my jetpack down there, just goes down and then it just recharges. So now this is a lovely sodium deposit, which I can't harvest because I don't have the current tool for it. So I'll just use my scanner again. I think that's sodium anyway, I can't actually see without scanning it. Could be gold. So there we've got sodium rich plant. So plants like these, you don't use your gun to gather it. You see the fist instead of the diamond? So if you look at the tree, it's a diamond, which means I'm using the mining laser to mine it. Just let me recharge this. No, I actually don't. I've run out completely. So what you do with this, because it's a fist, you just use grip button, left hand or right hand, and you just pull it towards you in action, and that gathers your sodium. And obviously a scanner has a recharge time as well. Can I actually recharge my... So this is where I've run into a little bit of a problem, because I've kind of emptied my gun and I don't have any carbon. And I'm just trying to think what I can actually destroy with carbon. To get carbon by hand. Not a lot, I think. Okay. I can punch a tree. See, this is because I've not started the game from for ages. I've never got to this point, so... Well, there you go. See, even I am learning something new. You can actually punch resources to harvest them. So there you go. I've got fists of steel. Right, let's get myself. There we go. Now I can actually get myself some more carbon while I'm here. Gather a few materials while I'm here. Oh, that's because it overcharged. See, it shut down. Like I said, if you get it so your beams turn more yellowy red and just pulse it to stop it from actually overcharging, you'll actually get through and harvest a lot quicker, because when it's slightly overcharged, it does actually take more out of the progress bar, so you can actually harvest a lot quicker and efficiently by pulsing. Right, so right, it actually wants me to recharge my hazard protection, because that's what the quest is telling me to do. From there, I've got my sodium, just put it straight in, and that's completed the quest. Oh, there's actually oh, and there we go, that's where my Starship is located. But while I'm over here, I might just have a quick look at this. Oh, there's actually a minor settlement, there's a landing pad. This is actually a perfect opportunity. Oh, look at this thing. To show you, I was saying about the advanced mining laser. See, look, if you've got creature pellets, you can feed this. I don't know if you can craft creature pellets. Let's have a look. No, it's not letting me craft creature pellets yet, I don't think. No.
Toxic protection falling.
But you can see, you know, you've got plenty here. Plenty of time. Ooh, got some floating crystals down here. These are usually quite good for some unique resources. And while I'm here, Yeah, the carbon crystals. This is condensed carbon. Very handy. You will find really large ones which you can't harvest without the advanced mining laser. Oh, look at that punk rock crab thing. We've got, yeah, whatever that thing is. Oh, floating crystals, look. Need an advanced mining laser. From these you can get a lot more unique crafting materials. Worth a little bit more money as well, starting out. So getting the advanced mining laser is definitely a good #1 priority. Just going to check out this settlement while I'm here. So just every now and again scanning, you can see the deposits you can harvest, oxygen plants. I'm trying to double press to do a jump boots, the rocket boots, but I haven't got those installed. Let's get that while I'm here. Might as well get some dehydrogen. So I'll need this when it comes to this repairing the Starship. That's behind it. All the crabby crustacean type animals on this planet. So again, it's like that thing. You could just befriend it and you can ride around on that. It's just like over the top awesome. But you may, if you're watching the stream or watching it on the replay, it may not look as good as it actually does in the headset, because now they've implemented the foveated rendering. Only what I'm directly looking at will be actually in a higher resolution, because everything in your peripheral view will be lower textures. Just helps it run a lot better as well. But everything you're looking at is definitely in higher resolutions. Right, so you will find on all planets round bases, you find the different units. The white ones have usually got health in them, so if you're running low on health, you can restore yourself there. The yellow ones, things like microprocessors, nanocarbon tubes, all crafting materials, even ion batteries. Now these damage containers, if you pull on it, it's always damaged and it's rusted metal, so you can either put the rusted metal into your inventory, which you can then convert into ferrite dust, but it's kind of pointless when you just gather ferrite dust a lot easier. So an easy option, if you can just see from there, press and hold the R3 with the stick just to discard it. You just discard it, and then when you come out, you can go back in and you get what was in there, which was for this 5 dehydrogen, which was pointless. But sometimes you can get good stuff in there. You'll also find these around, but to open this you need the Atlas Pass V1. So an Atlas Pass is a craftable item, allows you access to these, and then in certain buildings on planets and space stations there's extra rooms which you can only get into with the Atlas Pass and version 2 and version 3. So once you've got the recipes to unlock those, definitely a good thing to get going is to work on getting the Atlas Pass. Okay, so standard affair. The red crates, generally just these little ones, is either ammunition or oxygen or carbon. Always worth going. These are great. Every time you see these, just grab them. It's just, you get nanites. Straight away, nanites I've got there. 42 nanites. Not a lot, but it all adds up in the long run. And then in places like this, especially these, this is what they call a minor settlement, which has got a landing pad. In these, you'll virtually always have a multi-tool. So, in fact, this is just like the weapon I was on about, with the bit what's sticking out the back. So if you to get that, you know, you look at your multi-tool and that back bit would be sticking out this menu. So moving the menu like that would definitely be beneficial for that kind of multi-tool. So the multi-tools, you just grab it and it shows you the multi-tool. Shows you how many slots you've got there, the damage potential. It's only a C class, but then you can compare the multi-tool. So in here shows me the current class, what I've currently got installed. Now if I was to buy it, that is 1.9 million units, or 1.98 million units. So to actually exchange it, because my starter tools just totally not worth it. I'm only saving 44 grand. But a good thing as well, if you know, when you are getting multi-tools, if you find a new one, you've got space, because you can have 6. If you've got the money, or if you're getting one as a reward, just buy it. And then what you can always do, or before you exchange, you can uninstall a lot of the mods. So I'll just quickly show you this actually. If I go to the multi-tool here, if you look at it, you've got options. You can move technology, so just pressing square, I can move it to a different slot, because having like mining beam and mining beam modules together, they all get highlighted, which means you get a really handy. But then you've also got dismantle, so if you want to just take it apart for the core components, or you've got store. So if I was to press the store button, press and hold, I can then put that in my inventory. Then if I get a new tool, if it hasn't got that mod installed, I can then just get the new tool and install that. Saves you having to get all the base materials again. You can actually, and then all you do is to install, just put it back into your multi-tool. So you don't have to always craft the fresh parts every single time, because if you to install the mining beam, the advanced mining beam, you will have to get the components needed every single time if you're crafting it. But just by storing it, saves a lot of time and money. You've also got Galactic Trade Terminal. This is where you can buy and sell things. So in different systems, the prices can be up or down depending if it's in demand in that system. Materials what are produced in this system will be cheaper, and then take them to another system where they're not as common. You can actually make money by trading that way. So there is a trade network you can do in the game, especially with the content like the pirate stuff. Going to the pirate systems and getting smuggled contraband, you can then take it to a normal system and you can actually sell it for quite a bit more money. It's a good way to earn some money. Then you can sell whatever's in your inventory as well there, and then you can switch between your exosuit inventory and your Starship inventories and your freighter. That's when you have got them available, but the Starship's nowhere near. So we'll find little cubes like this hanging around here as well in places. It's encrypted navigation data. If you just grab that, that actually gave me nanites. That also gave me nanites. Then you also find other little terminals like that which can give you an actual navigation data piece of technology, and then you can use that for summoning your ship. So when you've got landing pads like this in spaceports and stuff, you can go to here and you'll use one navigation data. So I can call my ship here. If I've just been exploring on foot or in an exocraft, you can just best thing about using anywhere that's got a landing pad, or anywhere that's got because even some of the outposts you find, they don't so much have a pad like this, but they have a landing beacon. By landing on one of these, it doesn't cost any launch fuel to take off again, which is a really good bonus and a good tip to keep to remember. So another important thing about these places, come to this guy, the technology merchant. So in here you've got components and blueprints. So components, pretty self-explanatory. It's very similar to what you can find in the trade terminals, but these are usually really good for things like the wiring looms, microprocessors. Look, you've got an exosuit upgrade chart. These you can get as rewards from doing certain missions later on in the game. But if you've got money as well and you wanted to upgrade your inventory, you buy that. It will then, when you use the item in your inventory, it will highlight a drop pod on the planet. You go to the drop pod, it's got a very few basic repairs like carbon nanotubes, maybe some some sodium or sodium nitrate, cobalt. Very easy to get materials. You upgrade that and you'll get a free inventory slot upgrade. Also talking about upgrades, every time you go to a new space station, go straight to the exosuit upgrade place. You can buy a new slot for your inventory every time you go to a new space station. The price will increase every time. Also, once you unlock the anomaly in the same system, this is thanks to Nick from the Parole community, he mentioned this, but if you summon this anomaly in every new system you go to, when you go into the anomaly, there's an exosuit upgrade option there. You can also get another upgrade there, so you can actually get 2 upgrades for units in every system you go to, which is a really quick and easy way of expanding your inventory slots, because starting out in a survival game, inventory management is always a big thing. So that's just things you can buy. The other important thing from these guys is the blueprints. So these are very good, and as you can see right here, the advanced mining laser is only 75 units, which I'm not far off getting 75 units, 75 nanites, should I say. So that is, you know, and to build that I need carbon nanotubes, magic seal, wire and loom. Wire and loom is probably the bit what will take the most to get initially, because you don't find it very often in places. I think you can get some rewards for doing some space station quests, but it costs a bit more. So this guy was selling these, and they're about 80,000 credits or units in this. Teleport transceiver, so that just means you've got a wider range when you walk away from your ship, when you can still access your ship's inventory. Otherwise you've got to be pretty much next to your ship to access the inventory. And then you've got a few little oh, that's new. I've never seen, but that actually required a Kovacs rank before, so it's probably because I've not restarted the game for a while. But as you can see, so when it comes to upgrades, if you just look in the inventory, for example, in my exosuit, I've got my life support system and my hazard protection. So my life support system, you can have 3 of any mix and matching, you know, C to S class modules that increase the stats. On top of that, there's also other modules which you can also have installed which increase the stats. So if you're buying an upgrade module, like an S rank upgrade module, you can only have 3 of those type. But then this one, like for the this is for the exo movement pack, this is you can have 3 mods which give you all these kind of boosts on top of this one. This is an extra one you can also have. So these are always worth getting, and the relatively small nanite costs. Oxygen recycler, etc. there. I don't know why those are. Oh, I already own that apparently. I already own that as well. Do I already own that? Oh, I do, look. See, I've already got that. So straight away I already own that. And that just costs oxygen to install it, so I've just put that in. So there we go. And as you can see, that's highlighted in blue. So it's because it's next to it, I'm getting an increase in the stats. So, you know, if I just move it, it still says plus 10, but it does actually give you more of a boost when these are grouped together. It's more evident when you're looking at things like your multi-tool, scanner range, damage potential. When you put a lot of scanner ones together, you can see when it's in a certain, you know, in a certain pattern, sometimes in a square, sometimes in a line, it does change the damage potential, and the layout of where you do put them together, it can impact the potentials of it. The same for your Starship as well. So there we go, straight away I've got a boost. And then personal force field layer also. Oh look, I've got a bolt caster, is it? Oh, and analyzer visor. So it's going to tell me I want to put that in, but I'm just going to do that anyway. Wrong button. Let's just put it. So I need some nanotubes. Don't own any money, I don't think. Nope, I've got anything I can sell for a bit of cash. Oh, I've got a little bit of sodium. Just sell a little bit. So it just shows left stick to just change the quantities. Just sell a little bit, and then has it got nanotubes for sale? Typically, it doesn't have any nanotubes for sale. Can I make nanotubes already? Oh, I can. Duh. So there we go. I can already make them. Right. So there we go. Let's get that installed. Right. So you get more VR controls. So your left hand, just by reaching up to the side of your head and pressing your left grip button, there's your analyzer visor. Now this is the easiest way to make money and credits. So every item you see, which is normally gatherable, you do walk a lot slower. So looking at that, it says unidentified plant. So just pull the trigger to scan it. Straight away, I just got 500 units just for discovering that. And then if you go into your options button, if you go to your discoveries, this shows you the planet you're on, so you can rename the planet, and then all the different things you discovered. So I've just discovered that tree. Now, just by discovering it and scanning it, you get credits. Then by looking at it, you can either just upload it, and it's going to give me 3 nanites, or you can rename and upload. Personally, you know, I like renaming stuff. I like having whimsical names. I like really investing in good planets. So I make up whimsical names for the different plants. You don't have to. Of course, you don't have to. It's just how I play it. It's like I enjoy it. I come across a creature, and it's like it's just so goddamn ugly, and I could call it, face only a mother could love. It amuses me, but someone could come across my planet, come across that animal, and just laugh. It's half the fun. It's just, I just enjoy that kind of stuff. So these red dots are different creatures around the planet. So a red dot means you haven't scanned it before. So straight away, and then same ones I've already scanned. Look, that's now a green paw. That's another one I've not scanned. And look, I'm getting 1,000 units. This is the easiest way to make money at the start of the game. Is just scan everything. As soon as you get to a new planet, just scan everything that's possible. So just a few options on here as well. If you actually press X here, this is also a different type of scanner. So sometimes it'll take you to a waymark to get to your objectives, but you're only in the approximate location. You swap to this, and then it's got like a target finder. It'll start beeping to the left, so you turn to the left until you've got it on both sides, and you can walk straight ahead, and it shows you the distance you're getting closer to it. As you go along, you also get a resource analyzer which goes along with this, so you can use that to locate mining points, electrical points, gas gathering points, things like that as well. But let's just continue and do a few more things. And also by scanning these, you'll probably notice with some of the items which might have said analyze before, and it tells you what the other material is. We'll now have both the materials showing all this one here. Oh look, so that's unidentified plant, so it says analyze. So if I analyze that first, and now I look at it, it tells me what the other material I can get from getting this. So it's carbon and oxygen, both quite vital. Anything else I can scan? Yeah. Just have a good nose around, just see what you've got. Obviously, you can get closer. Just virtually every planet, every time you go down, there's so many things you can scan. So straight away, just from coming outside the after putting the visor on, I've already got to nearly 11,000 units. So it's so easy to make money just by scanning. So just straight away, just get on with scanning everything, and then. Because if you're the first person discovering a planet, for example, so let's just go back to me. Yeah, so let's have a look at this. So just for a laugh, there we go. That is now Pickle's Toxic Pit of Doom. And for that I got some nanites. Also, if you're on the Discoveries tab, obviously this shows you the entire system. So in this system, tells you the economy is mainly about mining. It's quite a struggling economy. The conflict level is peaceful, and the dominant life form is the Kovacs. Shows me how many planets I've got here. So you've got 4 planets, and I assume those moons belong to both of that one. So there's moons there, and when you've discovered, you can click into them as well. And then just highlighting the planet tells you it's a noxious planet, so you know it's going to be toxic protection needed. And the main resources you can get on here: copper, ammonia, magnetized ferrite. So those are, if I just come back, when the scanner on, like that resource there, and now I've got my scanner visor and I can see what that is. Look at it, that's ammonia. So I can harvest that ammonia if I want, but you need the tray manipulator, which you'll get in a bit. So let's go back as well to the discoveries. If you don't want to rename and upload, so let's have a look at these animals. You see, you can just upload them. Or, if you come all the way back to the system view, you can just upload all the discoveries in that system, or this option here, upload all. So if you just click on that, that will upload everything that I've currently discovered, and as the standard names it discovers them as. So straight away, all the animals, any plants, it's keeping the default names, and it's uploaded them, it's giving them nanites. So if you don't want to spend the time to click on each one individually, you can just do that. So that's got me 64 nanites. So while I'm at this base, it'll save me a bit of time later, I might as well purchase the advanced laser. I don't have enough money to buy the wiring loom to install it, but at least I've got it ready. So there we go, because I'm inside, my toxic protection is going back up again. Purchase blueprints, and look, I've got 75 units, I've got more than that now, so I can now afford the mining laser. There we go. Can't afford. Oh, so, and yeah, and each one will also have an extra unit for this planet's environmental protection. So you can have, like, for example, 3 S-class shields, but there's not much, unless you're just doing a lot of wonder of the planet, you don't want to worry about having to recharge all the time. It's when you've got limited inventory space for your technology, only having 1 shield is good, and then having 1 shield and this little C-class mod will actually just give you overall toxic protection. Instead of being a shield, it stops it going down as quick. So there we go. While I'm here, I might as well just get this started. So if I put that next to them there, so I'm going to need seals, nanotubes, and the wiring loom. So I can make the nanotube quite easily. Let's craft that. So yeah, just because I did that quickly, it's just on any empty slot you've got in your inventory, if you see there, pull the right trigger, and these are things you can craft. And it tells you what you need. So as you're starting out, there's not much I can craft. So ion batteries, really quite helpful. Metal plating, life support as well. So you can just recharge your life support with oxygen. You can just recharge your shields and your hazard protection with certain materials. Like on this planet, you would need ammonia to recharge a toxic shield, or you just general hazard protection is sodium. But just making ion batteries and life support batteries when you're late into the game is definitely it's better to keep a stack of those. Okay, so let's go and find a ship. Now I've rambled on for enough. Scanned in before. Oh, did I scan the oxygen plant? I know, I didn't. It can be a little bit. Well, in fact, this works a lot better now. Actually, it used to be really kind of dodgy with the scope, but you can actually look straight. Oh look, we've got flying creatures here. Sometimes it takes a while for them to load in. So sometimes, yeah, assets do take a while to load in on this game. It's just the nature of the size. It's a full planet. It's a full system where I can go to every planet and go to every inch of that planet. And it's gonna take time. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's as damn close as we're getting. Groovy lock. See, unidentified. I can scan it while I'm here. Small this while I'm here. Yeah, pulsing your gun definitely harvests things a lot quicker. Don't know if it actually gives you more, but it definitely harvests quicker. Oh, mining beans out. Juice. I'm just really impressed, but you can fucking punch a tree to death. I just same again. Even though I've been playing this game, you know, when I first got it, I played it for a little while, but of course the original launch wasn't fantastic. Oh, look at this thing. How is that keeping up right? Seriously. Like, look at the state of this thing. It's not even got eyeballs for a head. It don't like me. Same again, this is where I just, you know, go to the creatures. It's like, was that even the same one? That didn't even look like the one, its hands look different. There it looks like it's got, like, webbed kind of chicken feet, but there it looks like it's got different hooves. That is, so, and even it's got a flat head there, that's not the same creature. But I think the ears are kind of base, and then you've got slight variations on the planet as well, so... There we go. You don't have to. I just find it amusing. It entertains me, and you know, why would you poo-poo on anyone else's enjoyment? It's not everybody's cup of tea. I don't do it on every planet. It's just, especially planets I'm making bases on. Oh, look, a nice big supply of sodium here. I'll have all this on the way past. It's just, yeah, especially planets I'm building bases on, planets I'm invested in. I like to take the time, I like to name the trees, I like to name the rocks, you know, from rock, another rock, Christian rock, heavy rock, you know, progressive rock, mod rock. It amuses me when I see it. Of course, just upload your discoveries regardless of renaming. Because it's all free nanites. Did I scan that thing before? Yeah. Same again, it's just, no, the game is amazing. When it works, what it does well. And now, just the visual content is just such an improvement. Cannot applaud Hello Games anymore. But it's always the case, it might take time. You know, there's a lot of issues with No Man's Sky, it has been for a long time. But they never give up. They never stop creating more content for the game. It's the amount of stuff to do. You could just lose your life in this game. There's so much of it, you can never explore it all. It's just practically impossible to explore it all. Okay, so also you'll find these knowledge stones scattered around all the planets. So if you look on your analyst visor, that's a symbol that will come up as like a knowledge stone. Just grab these again, and then the first one. Yes. First one will just give you a bit of blurg. I'm just going to accept the knowledge. So, because this is a Kovac system, every time you come across a knowledge stone on any planet, you will learn a new word in Kovacs. So, always worthwhile just grabbing them as soon as you see them. Same again, just like I said, we've got damaged containers. Just want to destroy that. Sometimes you can get weird angles when you're grabbing these menus. It kind of moves me. Where did I get from that one? I've got some oxygen from there. Hey, thank you for joining in. How's it going? Right, so yeah, how's it going, mate? Glad to join the stream. Just getting a few resources there. And as you can see, because I've got claws here, it's only the ground here. That yeah, thanks for coming in, mate. So just having a quick video, just going over a few basics, getting to the ship. I've just been covering some of the VR tutorials, like on the back of your guns, how you can actually move the menus if you need to, and then you just point. Same for this hand as well, just nice and handy. But yeah, under there, once you've got the terrain manipulator, which means you can dig out the ground, that's where you get your salvage data from. So the salvage data is very important, because when you go to the anomaly, you can use that to trade in for all your base building materials and recipes. And here we go. Oh look, so there's a variation, because look, that one's got a slightly different. That one's got more of the. Yeah, that one had the hoofs instead of the kind of web feet that one's got. So here is my radiant pillar. This is my Starship. So you'll also find this bit of damaged machinery around. Whenever you find these, it's usually either got rusted metal in it or slime. So the rusted metal, which I just tend to destroy it. There's no point refining it into ferrite when you can just gather ferrite. There may be slime. Now, starting off in the game, the slime, you get like a light green, a dark green, a purple, and then you get mould, and then it refines into nanites. When you're starting out, especially when you unlock the personal refiner, it's just an easy way just to be gathering nanites in the background, just keep this running. But as soon as you take that out, you might have to use it again. It will generally these give you nanites, so nice and easy to get 3 nanites. Some more carbon. So I think it wants me to use the beacon first. I'm just going to skip the text because just to carry things on a bit. Check what time it is actually. What time now? Yeah. I have to wrap it up shortly. So now I've got to investigate the ship. It's going to tell me everything's offline and it's damaged. Read the log. Right, systems. Right. So every spaceship is different. You've got your controls down here. You can press and hold the grip button if you want, or you can just tap it and it grabs all of it. So this is your thruster. Just move forwards, backwards. You can also, well, you used to be able to just, yeah, you can just actually tilt your hand kind of like that. Depends on how you grab it. And then people have been saying, you know, this is quite, you know, really strong. So I actually thought, let's have a quick look at my options. So, try and look. Not in that one. Controls. So I have managed to move anyway, turning. So there is, oh yeah, because if that's not enabled, that's how you reposition the multi-tools I was just saying. And of course, yeah, twist that, stick turn ship. I'm not touching the sensitivity at the moment. I'll probably have a look at it. The people are saying, but as you can see, I'm sat here. The controls are quite low. on PSVR1, I'd never found that the controls were always more at my height when I'm sat, whereas this it's not. So sometimes I just actually sit up a little bit, recenter my view, and then when I sit back down, it's actually at a more comfortable height. And then I'm just kind of resting my forearms on my knees, and then it actually just, I've got more of a control with my hand because my hand's not up in the air trying to move. So if I actually rest in my forearm I feel like I've got more of a control of the ship. So if you play around with sensitivity, if you're resting your hand, you know, if you are playing sat down, it's one of those games which it's fine for sat down. Really, don't need to be stood. I just find it easy to control the ship. So yeah, every ship has a different way of getting out. This ship, just grab the handle here and you push it up. Some have ones you slide out, you know, or slide back, and there's different ways of getting out. So I've got to repair the pulse engine. But because it's a toxic planet, whenever you're sat in your ship, so I already had enough here. Whenever you're sat in your ship, you're not getting any damage, so you can just sit in your ship and do it. Plus, when you're in your ship, the menu's static. It's a lot easier. When you're out your ship, go to your inventory, and obviously it's tied to your hand, which is great, but it can be a little bit jarring for some people in VR. So if you get into your ship, and then same way, bring up your menu, it's just a nice static screen. I can sit back if I want. You know, it's a little bit easier just to navigate. And what it's doing, it's just highlighting an empty slot because it wants me to build some plating. So there, it's highlighting what I need to put it into. As you can see, I need a seal and metal plating to get the pulse engine going. I'll put the plating in. Give it a bit more of a dialogue. And now it needs automatic seal, so I need assistance because I can't craft that. Right, so it wants me to go back to this unit. So take the planetary chart. Okay, so the planetary charts. There's a lot of different versions of these, which highlight different things like alien ruins, crashed ships, abandoned buildings, etc. But this one's just specifically going to take me to where I need to go. So I just press X to go. I'll do a quick scan, and there we go. We've got, you know, a couple of minute walk, about 1,000 U away. So I've got quite a bit of resource at the moment. Plenty of protection. Give that a bit of a recharge. Find some more oxygen on the way, that's always good. But so far there's no storms on this planet, so that's pretty good, that's alright. Well, didn't see those red ones, I'll get those. Oh, sodium nitrite, that's nice and handy. Oh, so this is what I was on about with the this big crystal. No, advanced mining laser. So you can't harvest the big ones without that mining laser. But any of the little crystals is absolutely fine. See that there is a sector navigation beacon. Using one of those will use to highlight things like the miner settlement, which I found over there. So it's handy if you're trying to find a port. Oh look, I've just found another little place here. Oh no, wait a minute, actually save point, what am I on about? So of course, just easiest way to save your game, get in and out your ship. Every time you get out your ship, it creates a restore point. The game does have auto saves now as well, which is really handy, because sometimes you forget, the game crashes, it can be a nightmare, but the auto save has been a big improvement since they added that. Other than that, you could just use these, which saves you in progress. Now if you're playing in flat, that will then pan out and you'll see a big scan go out and it kind of zooms back into the planet, but you just don't get that in VR. This also has a navigation beacon, which is similar to the landing pad on that miner settlement, where I can call him a ship. But also, even though it's not a landing pad here, this does have a landing marker, so we're actually in a storm. So you can take off from here for free as well. Whenever you find these little units, depending on the species in the system, you'll generally look, bird technology module, it's usually around there or in between. There's always salvage data you can gather. There's virtually always one of these units, damaged material. So this has got slime in it, so I'm going to take the slime for now because I'll probably refine that later. So I'll take the slime out, and then when I use it again, I've got more nanites. It's 3 nanites. So as you can see, the storm is kicking the hell out of me. It's taking the shields down quite quickly. So you just come. These are just shelters. Sometimes these are completely empty. This has got some encrypted navigation data, which I've just got some navigation, some nanites on that one. And yeah, this is why it's always worth exploring. So the Hollow Archive, it's the same as that one unit I found in the other one. Oh. Right, so the quest marker was actually sending me to that point what was 1,000 U away, but while I was walking I found this and it had the exact same thing I was going to find there. Normally these units just give you nanites, but because it's exactly it's got that quest active, it just gave me the hematic seal straight away, so I've just saved myself a hell of a walk. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's actually given it. So now I've actually got the schematic, so I can actually make it, and it's actually giving me one anyway. So that's just made my life a hell of a lot easier, because that was going to be ages away. So you ever want to find your ship, if you
Toxic protection falling.
so this holographic comms tower, you'll see what the relevance of these are later in the game. It's how you talk to a lot of the NPCs in the game. Scanned everything anyway, most of the things around this area. You'll also find, if you are looking to kind of max out your discoveries, I've actually done it. This planet, look, I've got 6 out of 6, and straight away, because I found every single creature on this planet, I can instantly get 1,500 nanites. So just hit that. Don't even have to upload those. I didn't have to upload them. Just hitting that by discovering all the six items, creatures. Good boost for your nanites. So you can earn nanites really quite easily on this game. Same again. Just upload these for a few more. It just all adds up. So currency, you can actually get currency you need quite quickly. It's a grind because obviously things do start costing more and more. If you ever lose your ship, you can always put your scanner on as well. What's that? Sentient plant? Is that one of the pearls? Oh. Oh shit! I don't think I've actually seen one of those before. And what that was is normally when you get to planets with a lot of Sentinels, you get these gravitino balls, which are worth quite a bit of money. So as you can see, there's a squad of Sentinels that just turning up to find out who's just nicked something there of theirs. So whenever you take a gravitino ball, in a normal situation, it will alert the Sentinels. So all I've got to do is I've got 2 out of 5, so they're quite aggressively searching for me. But as you can see, it's gone down to 1 as the time ticks down. You can just keep out of the way. Easiest way, you could be in a building. You could be in a building doorway looking straight at a Sentinel and it will not see you. It's just one of those things that just never got patched. They can't see me because I'm in the building. So you can just go into a building, you know, getting in your ship does not count because they will start attacking you in your ship. Or once you've got the, there we go. This party trophy, you're going for trophies. Naturalists discover all the species on the planet. So yeah, it's always worthwhile. Sometimes you will find, it might say, it'll tell you roughly where they are, like found in the water, underground. Mostly found in the north, so sometimes they're on in the north of the planet or the south of the planet. Sometimes you've got to, you know, put that into account. The best planets you could come across is things like the boundary failing or the anomalous planets, the one with the, you know, the ones with like old plates, or the webbed planets, or the dead planets. A lot of those only have one life form on them, so it's an easy way to get that trophy. Is because you can just scan the one animal, upload for a nice 1,000 nanite boost or so. And away you go. What time are we on? Yeah. Just start wrapping this up, I think, in a minute. Put that in there. Now, the launch thrusters are damaged. I need to repair that. A pure ferrite and dehydrogen jelly. So, dehydrogen jelly is nice and easy. All it takes is that dehydrogen I've been gathering. And do that. You can just, if you want, you can actually grab it and just drop it in, and it'll put it in. Or you can actually, it stops doing that. You can just click into it, go to the item and click for the item you've got. Now for ferrite, so ferrite dust is basically from most rocks is ferrite dust. So I need a portable refiner first. So I need to make metal plating. And then I actually need some oxygen. Do a scan. There's an O2 plant there. Plenty of O2 plants. Lovely, conveniently placed, thank you. Okay, so now I've got enough materials to make it, which is the, so it tells you what you need. You need 1 metal plating and 30 oxygen. So all you do is select it, and as long as it's green and not red, you can place. Now, the portable refiners, once you've placed it, you just press the R3 stick to pick it up, and it just puts it back in your inventory. So then, whenever you go to the build menu, select it again, it's not building it from the base materials, it's just building it from what is already in your inventory. So you need to put fuel in, so you can put carbon or condensed carbon in there, go to your input, and what you want is the ferrite dust. So, and this will convert ferrite dust into pure ferrite, and then you can convert pure ferrite into magnetized ferrite, and then back again, and so on and so forth. It tells you the ratio, so it's a one for one output. So for every one you put in, you're going to get 1 unit out, and it's only going to take a few seconds to finish this. But I actually need 50, so that's not enough. So I need to get a few more rocks. That's quite handy, so that's ferrite dust and oxygen in those.
That black cover looks rad. Might have to check one out.
The what cover? Sorry, the black cover. Oh, for my headset. Oh yes. Yeah, this is incorrectly named because it's the PVR2 silicone set. So I actually got this one off Amazon. I think it was about 11 or 12 quid. So it's just a silicone cover for the front of the headset. Which I tell you, the amount of times I've punched myself in the headset, it saved me from damaging the headset really well. It's got cutouts, of course, for the cameras and your dials and all your buttons. Also I don't know if you can't probably see it on the screen very well, these little thumb grip sticks, which are really quite good for your controllers. And then it's also got a replacement accordion. So if I ever damage the accordion, I've actually got a replacement, which is, I think, for 12, 13 quid, it was definitely worth it. So let's just put some more ferrite in there. I can stop it at 50 because I don't need more than that. Back in there, back in there. So any fuel you've got in, whenever you pick up your refiner, it will just, or if you've got anything in your refiner, any slots, it will just give you all the materials back. Right, so let's repair this. There we go. Systems online. So anyway, I'm just going to sit up a little bit first, just to get myself a bit more comfortable. Rest my hand on here, and then all you got to do is push forward, take off. There you go. So as you can see, your control can be really. But people saying about VR sickness, but I can do this absolutely fine. I can do barrel rolls. So of course you can see on your left hand side there in the cockpit, pulling back decreases your speed. So most ships will just settle out at about 20 U's and just cruise along. The Sentinel ships actually do fully stop and hover, they're great, and then you can just move forward a little bit for boost. And when you're fully at boost, if you push your left trigger, you actually do get a boost as well. Oh, look at that. So this is a crash freighter. These are really good for getting crafting materials and actually expansion slots. As you can see, that's got a landing spot, so I can take off for free from there. There's several hidden containers under there, which you dig out, and you've got some really kind of expensive crafting materials you can get from there, and expansion slots through freighters. But I haven't got the actual terrain manipulator at the moment. So let's get out of space. I think that's probably what it wants me to do. So yeah, just wanted to do a test system. So boost. Yeah. Okay, and then so actually boost through trigger, and then square, which is on your left controller. Press and hold it to engage your pulse. Just pull down, and it'll pull you out of pulse. So there we go. So I've got a messaging coming. So on your left hand, if you go to your menu, you've got your Starship communicator. Click on that. I'm just going to skip through this dialogue. I'm not really doing it for that. I'm just trying to get as much content as I can into the video.
Alert. Navigational data received.
Wants me to go to whatever that is, which is on a different planet. So of course, if you were just, when you're in space, it's an unknown planet. If you're just using the left stick to scan it while you're pointing at it, it will tell me that's a contaminated planet and what the resources are in there, if it's got sentinel activity, etc. It looks pretty peaceful, to be honest. It's more than likely going to be radiation damage on that one. I'll also tell you, if I was going at this speed, it's going to take me an hour and a half to get to that planet. Don't do that. Even pulsing, if I was doing my boost, it'd take me 12 minutes. So use your pulse engine. Just point at your target, and then you can pulse and let go. And while you're doing this, you can always just go to quick menu. In here, you can recharge your pulse engines. I've actually got some tritium which recharges the pulse engines. Or you can do that on the fly. Sodium, or you've got Starship batteries as well. So this has got the approximate location, so this, the scanner I was on about earlier. So show you that as well. Yeah, I've definitely got my VR legs with this. Obviously, when I use the stick, that is for barrel rolling. So now you can land and find what you're looking for, but most of the time you can just do a scan and probably find roughly where it is anyway. I'm just going to land anyway. Some funky plants on this one. So same again, as soon as you get on every planet, look, it instantly defaulted to a target. Look, this is, because that's a normal scanner, and then this is the target sweep. So as you can see, that's time to go left, and it is probably that place I've just seen right up there. While I'm here, start scanning. Just all free money, all free money. Go on, grab it. Go on. Squirter McNasty. I like calling this guy Squirter McNasty. That guy. So I'll show you a thing with these. So I'll just get rid of this rock here. They're a bit stompy, aren't they? Right. So of course, when it's inflating and burst, if you're near it you will take some toxic damage for quite a while. Just shooting it, as you can see, will get me oxygen, but you can actually get a lot more oxygen. It's when it's just squirted, go in, there's these 3 pods, grab the 3 pods, and look, I've just got 72 oxygen just from that, and then when I destroy it I've got another 14, so there's more oxygen to be had by gathering those 3 little pods before you actually go around and shoot it. Same again with these. Might as well do this while I'm here. Just wait until they've had a good squirt. Run in. Grab those, run away. That one. Oh, God, grab it. I was a bit close. Right, let's get back to scanning. I'm actually closing one eye and aiming down that side is actually really good. Something I never did before for some reason. Didn't even think about it being like a sniper scope. I've already discovered several things on this stream which I didn't know before. It is just ever evolving game. And I never claim to know it all about No Man's Sky. I'll never claim to know it all because I certainly don't. I like to think I know enough to get by. Especially when it comes to the content. Last couple of, I've done nothing on the new Echoes patch so far. That's a funky little plant. I've done nothing on the new content, and I've barely scratched the surface of the last one, other than getting the Sentinel ship. Was the Sentinels the last one, I think? Scan most of that. Let's get towards this thing. Straight away, just might as well just upload upload everything. I'm not bothered about naming this, to be honest. Just going to hit upload everything. There we go, got 82 nanites on that. All adds up. And I'm already up to 30 grand just by scanning things. It doesn't take long at all. One hand. Yeah, it was that unit I saw there. There again. Oh, so that's not technically a big crystal. It was nearly a big crystal. Also, when it comes to most items in your inventory, on normal difficulty, you can stack to 9999. I do believe on the survival mode, I think it's capped out at 1000 for most stacks. So it's a lot more difficult. So on here as well, look, we've got so there's 3 types of plants you can get on a planet's surface. There's the sodium plants, which you pull and grab. All these animals up here. Something else here. A lot of life forms. So yeah, you've got your sodium plants. They're grab, not harvest with your gun. This one gives you a jetpack boost. Just grabbing that, your the jetpack power was suddenly a lot stronger. And it lasts for a short amount of time. Of course, I've left my Starship over there. You can just summon your Starship by just selecting this, and then you point, whenever it's green you can summon it, but you would need to make sure you've got launch fuel, because it will cost launch fuel to bring it over to you, and then again to take off. That. So I'm just kind of skipping these because people want to enjoy this on their own terms. I'm just getting to what I need to do. So there we go. I've now got a base computer part and me terrain manipulator. Ooh, this is what I wanted. So again, what did I need?
Radiation protection falling.
Just find the slot. So I need 2 tubes and 1 jelly. Craft that, and when you're pointing at an item you can just press X to craft more of the same, as long as you've got the base materials. Jelly, store's done. There we go. Right, so now I want to gather copper. So again, press that if there's any nearby, but I can't see any nearby. So put my scanner on and look around. When you see those shapes, look, I'm looking at it. That's salt. I don't want salt. That's uranium. I could do with some uranium actually. That's salt. 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 Might not even be copper on this planet, to be honest. There's another creature I've not got there, isn't it?
Radiation protection falling.
How many of it? So because that's nearly empty on the hazard protection, it's going to be hazard protection. I'm just going to use my 1 battery just to instantly fill it. It's only going to cost me 30 sodium, but I'm just going to use the battery. How many animals have I found on this planet? Oh, I've only got another 2 to discover. So there's one on the ground. It's quite rare, but it's always active. Oh no, sorry, not the one there. So the rare underground always active, and there's an uncommon underground always active. So those you just need to find the caves for. Find a good cave, you can use to find the underground creatures. Some of them can be very, very elusive. I don't think this planet's actually got. If I just go back to here, I'll just say it has got copper in it. Of course, at the moment, my scanner does not have a massive range. So I might have to take off, fly a little bit, and find a spot. I didn't scan that, did I? I did, yeah. I have to wrap this up shortly because I do have to go to work. That's what sucks. So yeah, to change the different options on your gun, you can just point to the back, click it, there's the tray manipulator. So dig out ground, you can build ground, you can flatten ground, so just having this option here will actually flatten an area. See, in theory that would be good for building bases, but the truth of it is whenever you dig out ground it will go back to its original shape eventually after a day or two, and so always build your bases off the ground. And then you've got this, which is restore, so this will restore the environment to its original format. Well, that's a bit of a graphical glitch. I don't know if that's showing up. It's kind of like in my peripheral vision here. A bit weird. See if we can find some copper. Yeah, let's do some barrels. Look, man, no hands. Ooh, look at that. I love building bases on archives. My base on in the Game Cat's system with Out for All is built on one exactly like that. So on the roof, I've actually got teleporters won't get you up here, and I've actually built like a Zen garden with trees and all this lot. And then down on the base itself, I've built around the base. Again, these are all free landing spots. It doesn't cost you fuel to land, to take off, should I say. Come on. Sometimes it can be really dodgy about wanting to land. And you can sometimes hit a building like that. There we go, I'll have that one. Ooh. That is a solar ship over there. So with the nacelles on the side, you open up. It's probably the coolest ship in VR.
Do you know what happens if you build underground?
Yeah, you build underground, and eventually you go to your base, and you suddenly you can't move. You just materialise in rock. I did try that out in the early days. It was just not worth it. So any ship you see what lands, you can just go and talk to the pilot. If you want to talk to me, here we go. And you can offer to trade. He'll have some goods, or you can make an offer on his Starship, or you can recruit him to your squadron. So you can have a squadron of people with you these days. There's a few good ways to get certain people in your squad with all the same ship. You can actually duplicate your ships quite easily with the squadron, but that's for a different topic completely. But I bet this is probably worth a lot of money. So it's a B class, and it actually shows you with the sails extended what it looks like with the sails. Those only extend once you're in space. When you're flying along the system on a planet surface, it doesn't extend. So if I was to change it to my current ship, I'd get half price, but I don't have 3 million credits. Got a little bit of way to go yet, but you can see the stat difference. It's not got that many open slots at the start, but it's pretty good. It's just one of the coolest ships you can get.
Radiation protection falling.
So on these outposts, you've got very similar things to the minor settlements, but you've also got NPCs. Every NPC it's like a space station. Every NPC you can talk to. I can't read what he's saying. Just request dialect help, and then just pick any of the options to learn a word in the language. You used to have to wait about 3 or 4 days before it would let you do it again from the same NPCs or the same space station. But I've been playing recently, and I'm sure it's let me do it the next day. So because I've built a base on one of these, I can just learn new words every day. So it's handy just to go around everybody. But if you look at it, it says visited. If it says visited, I know I've learnt the word. When you come back later, if it doesn't say visited, then you know you can learn a word again. So again, you can find some artifacts later in the game from doing certain things. You can trade it here for equivalent or better stuff. Technology merchant, exactly the same as the one you found in the miner settlement, where you can get the blueprints. And you've also got a guild member once you start unlocking that, a trade terminal, and an archive which you can decode if you want to actually learn some lore of the game. So these are always quite good. It's also worthwhile if you go to the build options, once you get a save point, if you want to find it again but don't want to put a base down, you can just put down a save beacon. So you'll always see and you can make it different colours, so you can recognise what's what. Always nice and easy to find your way back to places like this. I thought I'd show you that while I was on the way. I might as well get my visor up, see if there's any copper nearby while I'm here. Salt. Uranium, salt, copper! Right, so while I'm looking at that, just hold R2. So when I come out of scan my visor, it's highlighted. So it's a good way to navigate. You can tag what you want. I bet it's a good thing I landed here because I didn't have the fuel to take off again, I don't think. And there's the copper. Lovely. So whenever you use your scanner, it'll highlight the entire deposit underground as well. So the multi-tool, trade manipulators on, fully charged. Best thing, I've got it on store. Best thing about trade manipulator is when you're actually digging out the excess, which is just normal grounded silicate. It's always handy keeping a stack of silicate because you can charge the trade manipulator with silicate. It's the cheapest, easiest resource, which you get in just by gathering anyway. On the copper I'm getting. If you want to see if you're missing any, just pull your scanner. You can see, look, it's underground. I know there's more to dig out. You can also make your beam bigger if I can remember how to do it. I don't know which. Here we go. Oh, so your left grip button makes a smaller ball. Your right one makes a bigger ball. There we go. That'll just dig it out a lot quicker now. That's it. Gather it all. So now it wants me to refine that to chromatic metal, but I am going to save that for another day. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get ready for work, in and out of the ship, create a save point, and yeah, I will say thank you for checking out the video. Hopefully, I'm not working tomorrow night, so I should hopefully get quite a bit more done, show a bit more content. So thanks for checking out the video. If you do like the content, please give me a like and consider subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you later, guys.